thepascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up? I have been waiting for this moment. I'm going to be real. I've been waiting for this moment for a while. I figured at some point somebody was going to speak out. And what I'm talking about exactly is that of the lawsuit that Dixon filed against Tyler Perry. Of Tyler Perry, okay, of the Medea, Tyler Perry Studios, the Oval, Relentless, or whatever the hell the show's called, all that stuff, okay? There's been a lot of stuff that I've been waiting, just sitting back and waiting for, and this was one of those for sure. Now we are hearing that Dixon, okay, the person who filed a lawsuit for SA, etc., on Tyler Perry, all right, and this is a massive, big, steep, $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry, has finally spoken out or finally speaks out. Okay. And let me tell you something. I was waiting for this. I was definitely waiting for this. And of course, there is also a reaction or a response from Tyler Perry's lawyer that confirms a lot of things that I think is very interesting as well. Okay. And just so you guys remember, Dixon, okay, is alleging that Tyler Perry put him in some very uncomfortable and not so great situations, okay? This is why he's alleging of, harassment, attacks, etc., literally at the hands of Tyler Perry, okay? Thick Derrick is definitely something that still stays stuck in my brain, to be completely honest, all right? But nonetheless, Tyler Perry is in a heap of trouble because I feel like this is not going to be the only lawsuit. I feel like there's going to be other men that are going to be stepping forward and speaking out and saying that Tyler Perry did some things. Now, I'm going to say this too. These people, they could be lying or they could be telling the truth. It's kind of like the Diddy situation, right? Where you just get a tidal wave of people going at Diddy, and some of them are telling the truth and some of them are not telling the truth. And unfortunately, hopefully the courts are doing their due diligence, they're diving into these things, they're doing the proper investigation to make sure that the evidence is showing proof positive of these people doing these bad things. I just have to say that really quick, okay? So even with Tyler Perry, I feel like this is going to be another problem, okay? Or we're going to see another situation like with what happened with Diddy. Maybe not the Fed level, okay? Maybe not at the federal level, but definitely on the civil level, okay? We already hearing about another guy speaking out, a Braxton, I forgot his last name, but the other guy who's out here saying that a VP of Tyler Perry Studios was doing all these terrible things to him. He's accusing that person of R and all that as well, and saying that Tyler Perry and Tyler Perry Studios was covering up those allegations and the situation that Braxton went through as well, which is diabolical, okay, if that's the truth. All right. And again, if these things are true, then it shows proof positive again that there is a deep-seated disgusting underbelly in Hollywood or in Atlanta Wood, okay, where people are doing disturbing, wrong things just so that they can find success at the hands of these very powerful men. It's very disturbing, and I have said this before, and I'm going to say it again. I have a feeling there's going to be a new movement out here, a new hashtag. And I think the movement coming soon is Men Too. Hashtag Men Too. Not Me Too, Men Too. I just feel that coming. I could be absolutely wrong, but with everything that we just heard from the Diddy trial to the things that we're hearing from Tyler Perry to the stuff that was going on with the Abercrombie and Fitch, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch. I mean, I just have a feeling there is going to be some sort of Men Too movement here in the very, very near future, because at least in the entertainment business, there is a lot of nasty stuff going on behind closed doors, and a lot of them are being held in the closet, if you get what I'm saying. But nonetheless, Dixon, okay, Thick Derrick, as Tyler Perry allegedly texted him multiple times, he's speaking out. And now he's saying, I couldn't stay silent anymore. And in fact, he's saying that he felt compelled to step forward and speak out as well, because he was starting to get threats of the, of not the great kind. I mean, let's be real. Is there such thing as a great threat? Like, I'm going to be really nice to you. Be careful. You're going to love me. I'm going to shower you with gifts. Like, that doesn't sound like a threat to me. But you know what I'm saying, all right? He's getting all kinds of threats, so he felt compelled to speak out and talk about this whole situation. So we got to get into this article. This is very, very interesting. So the man accused, who is accusing Tyler Perry of SH, etc., okay, in a $260 million lawsuit, speaks out for the first time. He says, I couldn't stay silent anymore, okay? So, and of course, this is, of course, you know who Tyler Perry is, okay? But the man to the left is Derek Dixon, all right? So it says here, so he's speaking out for the first time after filing this $260 million lawsuit against Tyler Perry over alleged SH attacks and retaliation. And of course, we've got to use these code words, unfortunately, guys, okay? So the actor who starred in Tyler Perry's shows like Ruthless and The Oval as this character Dale, okay? He told this on The Hollywood Reporter, but that was a really long article, and I wanted to find something that was nice and short, and this is a much shorter article. So we're looking at people right here, okay? So Hollywood Reporter, okay, he was responding to questions via email during an email interview, okay, that bringing this lawsuit against the entertainment mogul has been, quote unquote, terrifying, but he, quote unquote, couldn't just let him get away with this. That's a serious thing to say, okay? He continues, he says, everyone deserves to go to work and do their job without their boss trying to, do spicy things with them, okay? Trying to get them, actually speaking, okay? My goal is to help ensure that the next generation of actors and creatives don't have to choose between their dreams and their dignity. Unfortunately, Derek, I'm going to be real. I feel like we've been seeing this with the whole Diddy trial and the results, okay, that verdict, okay, and we've seen these kinds of lawsuits in the past, and I just wonder if it really is going to ensure that creatives and actors in the future won't have to deal with this kind of mucky muck. Unfortunately, guys, it's a tale as old as time. I feel like this is kind of like how Hollywood was built, off the backs or the fronts of people, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So I don't know. There's something about this where I'm like, yeah, I get what you're trying to say, but at the same time, is it really going to stop it all? Nah. There's still going to be people out here that are still doing freak-offs. There's still freak-offs happening right now. As of the recording of this video, they're waking up from their drug-fueled stupor, okay, taking a little bit of a break from the hibbity-dibbity, all right, and they're about to reconvene after they get their vegetable soup and their scrambled eggs in their bellies. Real talk. Okay, and they go back into spilling their milkshakes all over girls' hoo-has. I'm just being real. It's the same situation, and is it really going to stop? I don't know. I just don't know. But yes, I still think that people need to speak out if they have been attacked, if they feel that what they did, what they experienced from somebody, some sort of monster, absolutely speak out. But is it really going to stop it all? I don't know. The whole thing needs to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? As Trump would say, we're going to drain the swamp, right? He would say something like that, right? Unfortunately, that opportunity he had didn't actually happen. Now did it with the list, because that list is real, but that's another conversation in itself. You'd hope that people would, like I said, speak out, expose them all, and let them all get justice in the right way. Lock them all up, right? But I don't know, guys. We just saw Diddy. He got by the skin of his teeth. Real talk. He definitely did. Okay, but Matthew Bond, an attorney for Tyler Perry, this is a part that's very interesting. Okay, reiterated his initial statement to people, in a previous interview, in the wake of this interview that Derek Dixon had with The Hollywood Reporter. Insane. This is what they said. This is an individual who got close to Tyler Perry for what now appears to be nothing more than setting up a scam. They continued saying, but Tyler will not be shaken down, and we are confident these fabricated claims of harassment will fail. Now, one thing I think is very interesting about this, yes, they're saying that these claims are fabricated, but they're not sitting here saying that these text messages are fake. Okay, where he's sitting there going, thick Derek and all that. They ain't saying anything like that. They're just basically saying that the claims of him, putting his hands on Derek Dixon's body and doing X, Y, and Z to Derek is fabricated and fake. But those text messages, though, where he's saying, thick Derek, go get you that Chipotle, thick Derek, right? That, okay? Just saying, it's not like they're not denying it, okay? They're not denying those text messages, all right? Dixon said he has received a mixed response since filing the lawsuit a month ago, including those types of threats. Not the great kind of threats. Like I said, I'm going to shower you with gifts, right? Because those kind of threats don't exist, okay? But nonetheless, are you surprised, Derek? Of course you're going to have threats. You're talking about Tyler Perry, another person that has a high regard, okay, that the black community has definitely hoisted upon their shoulders, okay? People are huge fans of him, regardless if his movies are good or not. He's a successful black man that's been out there, putting in work and is successful. So, of course, people are going to hoist him on their shoulders, right? And he's done so much for the community as well, right? Providing jobs, providing careers, even reviving careers as well. You're like, oh, damn, I forgot about that dude. Wow. Instead of him bagging groceries, he's in a show now. Fantastic. Or, man, totally forgot about that actress. She's fantastic. Thank God he wrote a movie so she can act in the movie. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, he's done a lot of great things for the community, and I can see a lot of people feeling some type of way about this lawsuit. But then there's other people who are going to be sitting back going, we've been known this. Trust. It's going to be a mixed bag, right? This is why people, especially men, don't come forward, which is very true. It's very emasculating. Unfortunately, that's the world that we live in, okay? It can be very emasculating for a man to step forward and say, me too, right? He continues on. I was too afraid to come forward. I knew it would be awful. And I was right. Yeah. I mean, especially, it's not like you're saying I was attacked by this random guy named Terry down the street. You talking about Tyler Perry, okay? That's a massive difference, okay? So, of course, there's going to be pushback. Of course, there's going to be people feeling some type of way about this. No one should be surprised about this, okay? Dixon was also asked if he tried to settle with Perry privately before filing this complaint. His response is very interesting. He says, there are always attempts to resolve situations like this privately, but they never result in the type of change necessary to protect further victims. He continues saying, at the end of the day, my absolute fear is that he will be able to continue doing this exact type of behavior without any major consequences. So Dixon said he tried to convince himself for a long time that something like this was, quote unquote, just part of the industry, or that I had to accept it and keep on working. Okay, to keep on working, I'm sorry. But eventually, I couldn't stay silent anymore. Now, here's the thing. Think about this for a second. When it comes to something like this, we're hearing it from men. And I know, or at least from a man, and I know that we've heard a lot of things from women. Should we be treating it differently solely because of his gender? I say no. I truly believe that what he went through is true. Maybe not all of it, but maybe there is. I mean, those text messages are very, very real. The harassment, I think, is very real. Is the SA real? I don't know. Is there smoking gun evidence of that? We have yet to see anything like that so far. But the harassment is definitely real, in my personal opinion. Should we be turning a blind eye solely because he's male and not female? Men go through the same stuff in Hollywood as women. Now, of course, he accused Perry in this lawsuit of initially promising his career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his own show, only to subject him to escalating SH, SA, and SB and professional retaliation when he, quote unquote, did not reciprocate Perry's unwanted advances. Let me just say this too, okay? And he's looking for $260 million, I'm sorry. Now, this think about this for a second. You got a guy who's standing there as Tyler Perry. He's got a lot of money. He's got a lot of influence. He can change your life in 2 seconds just by literally snapping his fingers. You could be a household name. It's that quick. You can get your movie or your TV show greenlit. You can actually be the star of that show. You can be an absolute nobody and become a somebody within seconds, overnight, literally, solely because of who you know and who you sitting at the dinner table with, if you get what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that would do anything they could in their power to make something like that happen. And I see that Derek Dixon was trying to make something happen, but also trying to, at least in these text messages, trying to keep Tyler Perry at bay. You know, keeping him enticed, but not to the place where he's like, F off, leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you. It's a weird, strange situation to be in. Now, question is what he's claiming, does it have proof? Does it have weight? Will it be enough for him to walk away with $260 million in this particular lawsuit? I don't know. Those text messages, though, are very damning. Those text messages, they could be real or they could be absolutely fabricated. But his team, Tyler Perry's team, has not said, confirmed, or denied anything about those actual text messages, saying, you know, whether or not they're fake or they're completely made up, they're doctored or whatever. That's very telling in my personal opinion. And here's the thing. It's crazy because he's Tyler Perry. He could probably have in this case, any man he wanted. He says, allegedly, from Derek Dixon's lawsuit, Derek Dixon says, hey, he was saying that he wanted me to be a part of his life, but not be out there, you know, on the red carpet with him. I would just be on the side and we would just go do our thing. But then we would leave and we would go our separate respective ways, but we would always come back together. But I would be a kept man for Tyler Perry. Do you know how many other men out here that are openly about that lifestyle would have been totally down for that? Many. Like I said, it's just so strange when you're Tyler Perry or any of these people of privilege, financial privilege, success, etc., that they would still go and do something like this. It's sloppy work. It's very, very sloppy work. And this guy, from what we've seen in these text messages, is showing a lot. And it shows how Tyler Perry really is when the cameras aren't rolling. Again, y'all, Tyler Perry's in some serious trouble. And I've said this before. This is not the end of it for Tyler Perry. I have a feeling there's going to be more men that are stepping forward. Remember Christian Keys. Christian Keys came out and spoke about all the stuff that he went through. Of course, later on, he said, oh, it's not Tyler Perry, guys. You got the wrong guy. He only said that after the fact, by the way. Okay? Most definitely he got paid off, in my personal opinion, because he was ready to start squawking. And then suddenly he wasn't squawking no more. It just seems convenient, don't you think? But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? I think this is very interesting. He couldn't stay silent anymore. And I get it. He's going to say what he needs to say. Do you believe it? Do you believe the hype? Or do you think this is all one fabricated, planned out thing to shake Tyler Perry down? Comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk here soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.